During the early days of the controversy with Mike Licona, I challenged Norman Geisler to address the critical question of the genre of the Gospels. Were or were they not in the mold of Greco-Roman biographies? This was important because one of Licona's key arguments was that the genre of ancient biography allowed certain compositional liberties that would have made biblical interpretation less complicated. Geisler avoided the question, and it took until 2019 for someone in Geisler's orbit to address the question in any depth, which is not to say it was done satisfactorily. David Farnell authored 2 items for the Master's Seminary Journal in which he dismissed Greco-Roman biography as a fad and rejected the classification of the Gospels within the genre of biography in favor of classifying them rather vaguely as modeled after the Old Testament books. At not one point does Farnell make any effort to directly respond to the arguments of scholars who do the painstaking genre analysis, showing that the Gospels fit into the genre of ancient biography. What we got instead was this kind of thing. First problem here is that by virtue of being literate, the authors of the Gospels were already part of an elite group in biblical society. The second is that Farnell's argument amounts to a veiled insult that the authors of the Gospels were ignorant hayseeds, which was hardly true. Farnell's third approach was to appeal to the work of the church father Eusebius, who was often a critic of Greek and Roman history writing. Eusebius may or may not have correctly chastised Greco-Roman authors like Plutarch for their errors, but ultimately that was beside the point. Compositional devices like the ones we in Licona appeal to are not inaccuracies, and they are not errors, and this has no bearing on whether or not the Gospels do or do not fit into the genre of biography. The bottom line is, my challenge to Geisler remains standing to this day. Oh, and one last thing. After he saw Geisler's Christmas Carol, Farnell wrote me a snotty email suggesting that if I turned him into a cartoon, his left side was his better side. Let's see. No, doesn't help. See you next time.